Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. Hope everyone's having a happy and safe 4th of July. And today is July 1st. I'm going to post this on the 4th so people can have something to watch on their holiday, those that aren't out blowing their hands off with fireworks. So today I'm going to get into the 4 swarm hives. So the last video I showed Hive 26, the ranch swarm, I called it, off the fence post. And a lot of people said, so I was transplanting a queen cell in there because I thought it was queenless because they'd pulled some queen cells down on a brood frame that I put in there. So I thought it was queenless. So I'm doing this operation, putting the queen cell in there, and people were like, hey, there's a queen on that frame. So I looked at it and it took me a little while to finally see her, and like, yeah, there she is. So yeah, those tiger butt queens, man, I had the hardest time seeing those things. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to train my brain, train my eye better to look out for those. Other queens, man, I just, bam, I'm right on them and I see them fast. So yeah, what had happened is a few days before that video aired, I went out there. I wanted to take a peek and see if that swarm cell had opened that I put in there, and they were all gone. I'm like, well, they must have emerged and there's some virgin queens in here somewhere. So I went a few frames more and I saw eggs, and I'm like, there's no way that queen emerged and she's already laying eggs. There's no way there was a queen in here to begin with. So I went a little farther and I did find her, and it took a while too. I was like, I know there's a queen. There's got to be a queen on this frame because it's covered with eggs. And so yeah, it took me a while, but I did find her. So today I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna see if I can get her marked so maybe I can see her a little better next time. And I'm also gonna check my other 3 swarms. So there's the post office swarm, the house dormer swarm, and the cedar tree swarm. I'm gonna do a quick check on those, make sure they're queen right and they're doing good. So that is it. Let's get started. Okay, here we are at Hive 26. Everything looks good there. Let's get in here and let's get this queen found and get her marked. You probably hear my fans going. It's gonna be a hot one today. Got out here fairly early, but I'm right in the sun. I'm gonna try and do this without smoke. Heavy population right there. So I think my queen was right over here last time. So I'm gonna start over here. I got that frame feeder there. It's empty. So I filled that. It's been 3-4 days ago. I'm gonna have to light my smoker. They are just having none of this. Well, I don't know, let's see. Jump ahead a couple frames here. So it's continuing to feed so they could get some stores built up and finish drawing out these frames up here in the top. That feels heavy. Yeah, this is all nectar here, or funny honey. So I got me a white marker. It's not here yet, I ordered it, so I can write the year on these frames, these new plastic ones, because they're black. So my black Sharpie won't work on those. And these are Pureco frames I got from Hilco. They're double waxed and they are really good. So they're putting pollen and nectar in this. So I wouldn't expect to see that queen here. While we're in here, I'm gonna fill that feeder up if I happen to not find that queen, which the way I've been spotting those tiger butts, that's highly likely. And she's laying on this right now, so she started in the middle and is working her way out to the edge. Same on this side. So as far as a good laying queen, she seems to be doing really well. This frame here was the brood frame that I put in here. So they're still not emerging. Not many anyway, if they are. So this is the frame we put the cell on. They built some queen cups on the bottom of this. I think she has backfilled on here. Yeah, she has. I see larvae. So she's laid some on this original brood frame. Man, they're not happy. So right here is where I found her earlier this week. And this was all eggs at that point, which it still is. And this is pollen mixed up with a lot of eggs inside of there with her, or with the pollen. This next frame isn't completely drawn out, so I don't think I'll see her on there. She may have worked her way down in the bottom and is laying down there now. This is just nectar here, the little bit that's on there, so I don't think she's going to be here. I bet she's right below this. Let me get this box off of here, and I am going to light the smoker at this point. So they're not working on this down here. They're all working in the top. See, might be a good idea just to reverse these. Usually you do your reversing in the springtime, but this would, if I reversed them now, it would essentially be like I'm just adding another box. So I may just do that, because bees naturally work their way up. You know, I didn't look on this lid real close. There was so many bees up there. Do not see her. I'm gonna shake these down here just to get them off of that. We are working on that one a little bit right there. This frame feels a little heavier. Oh, looky here, she's laying down here. Where are you? Ah, it took me a minute, but there she is. And we got the shadow thing going on. Right there on the edge. Got her captured in there with about 10 other bees. Get a good focus on that so you can see it. So I need to get these other bees out of here and we'll get her marked. But first I'm going to get this frame put back in there. I'm going to get the sun off of her. So I push this up slowly and try and get these little workers, attendants, whatever, out of the way, because they will smear the ink. You know what? I'm going to move to the shade to do this. Okay, moved over here to Hive 99 in the shade. So, plus I'm away from all those bees over there that want their queen back. Come on out. There's one. I may leave her. Get her into a good position. Man, she likes to curl. There we go. And that attendant jumped out at the last second. So I'll turn it like that to keep any other attendants out, or other bees. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip these boxes, essentially just adding another brood box on the top if there wasn't one to begin with. And I don't believe that'll bother them a bit. And they will start putting nectar up in the new top, and that'll be their winter stores, and I will feed them. Let's see, I need to leave an empty spot for that feeder, and I want it on the right side because that works best for me. I'm right-handed getting in here and with that spout and all, and there's fewer bees over there. So since these are new frames, they're not spread out much, and it works with the 9 in here instead of 8. A lot of times I'll just run 8 frames when I run these frame feeders. Okay, let's get this off of here. And they don't like that. So that'll be 10 frames down here. Center these up a bit. When you're running all new frames, you don't have all that propolis buildup on the edges, which I do keep it cleaned off, but still it spreads out a little bit, so you'll have plenty of space on the sides. All right. Now the field bees are going to come back and go, hey, my house is upside down. Okay, let's get our queen back in here right where she came from. Okay, here she is. This time we'll actually release the queen before we put the hive all back together. So she's down on this little flap, so I don't want to move it when she's on there. I want her down off of there. There she's off, got it open. And man, they're in there after. Where you been? Get her head aimed down in there. There she goes. They don't like that red on her. They're not attacking her, which is good. There she went. Nope. She does not want to get off of there. There she went. Okay. It's kind of a dicey situation when you're messing with your queen, man. You don't want to do anything to harm her. So always be as careful as you can. All right, let's get this buttoned up. Get our frame feeder filled up. Now I'm not running Pro Health now, because we're kind of getting into the dearth. So what I have is it's 50-50, and there's a tablespoon of bleach in this 5-gallon bucket to prevent the mold and all that buildup. And I do have some sticks in here now. I believe the measurement for bleach in this 50-50 is a ½ teaspoon per gallon. I'll look that up and put it down there so you'll have that. But I got that from a very knowledgeable officer in the Central Oklahoma Beekeepers. Long-time beekeeper. And it works. And it's fine for the bees. If it wasn't, they wouldn't, swimming pools would be killing bees all over the world. With the chlorine in that. All right, let's Get this put back together. So they'll empty that fast. Like, I'm guessing 2 days is how fast they're going through that. And I'll keep filling it up. Okay, let's get down to 33, the post office swarm. And I've already put a second deep on here. And let's look at the dates on this and get the information. So this was caught May 29th at the Newcastle post office in a tree. It was a big old, I don't know what it was, a big old tree. And I sucked it out with my bee vac. 2 days later, I pulled the excluder off. And June 4th, I found a very small virgin queen. June 10th, I found eggs. I didn't see the queen, but I found eggs and got out. And I added this second deep with the feeder in here. So it's been 22, 23 days. So we should be able to mark this queen if I can find her. A few people have been asking me about the new lids I got. I haven't put any on yet. But yeah, they have a little bit of angle on the top. So some people were saying maybe you couldn't put a brick on that, and then someone else commented, yeah, they put bricks on theirs, that they don't slide off or anything. So here's our feeder, and it's empty. I could probably fill that up, depending on what we find. If it's full of nectar, we don't want to fill it up. And that is a very heavy frame, totally packed with nectar and capped honey. Some may be funny honey. Get that spider web out of the way. Man, it is warming up fast. Y'all be careful out there in the heat. One of my subscribers and guy that comments, and his name's Dave, he messaged me the other day from the hospital. He had heat exhaustion. He was extracting honey outside. He's got one of those screen tents. So yeah, be careful. Hydrate, stay cool. Brood here, larva. It's kind of sporadic, but she's backfilling some. Yeah, last year I had a little episode with the heat, and I felt myself getting clumsy and kind of not thinking straight, and I got out of there quick. Jumped on the four-wheeler and blazed to the house. You get working on things and you lose track of time, and you don't realize how long you've been out. And you got to keep drinking water. Drink water before, drink water during, after. Well, so I know it's queen right. I seen larva on that last frame. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean it's queen right, but it could be laying workers. But I'm seeing good looking worker brood. It's flat. There's no laying workers going on here. This hive is in good shape. She's probably laying strange on these frames because this is some old brood, and old brood frames. No telling how nasty they were when I put them in here. They were probably on the dirt rooster scale of nasty. They were probably a 6.5, which for most people that's like a 10. Poor Randy, he gets picked on. Oh, so man, she ought to be right here. You got fresh larva, eggs. This is like her frame. She is working it. So my note said she was tiny, which, you know, when you spot a virgin queen, they're going to be small anyway. Oh man, the next frame's not drawn out, so where are you, tiny queen? I'll probably post this video and you all go, she's right there. See how there's not bees covering this? They kind of tend to do that when there's like new larvae and eggs in there. They kind of leave it alone, let the queen, you know, have free movement in there to do her thing, I guess. And then later in the evening when it cools, I know when it's a cooler day, you'll see them on it. Well, I don't see her. I'll go a few more frames. Since it's hot out and I'm kind of pressed for time and this video is going to be long, I'm gonna, if I don't find her here in the top, I'm just going to move on. We'll catch her again some other time. So they're putting nectar in here. And she could be below laying because that's all drawn out below. When you're going through a hive like this, you go a frame over, put your frames together. See how I put them together? Bees can't get between them. And especially if there's no bees there at the time, man, get it up against there. Take advantage of that. Helps you move faster. You squish less bees. This is pollen. So she's gonna get ready to lay on this frame right here I just had out. Because they're getting pollen right here. Gosh, I should find her. Oh, here's larva here. She might be on this one. Get you a good shot of this. So see those white larvae in there? So when the queen has a good frame to start with, they'll start laying eggs in the middle and spiraling and working their way out to the edge. And that's what she's done here. So this must have been a nice clean frame when I put it in. There's a drone on there, but no queen. So another thing, when you put your frames in, just kind of bump them up against the one a little bit that you're going to place it against. And if there's bees there, I mean, don't press enough to smash them. Just kind of start sliding it down, and as it slides on those bees, they'll get out of there. And by the time you get to the bottom, you can press it up against there. Most of the time that'll move them out of your way and you won't squish any, but occasionally you will get one. And this is all pollen and nectar. Yeah, let's move on. I'll look on these other two frames out here real quick one more time. These bees here are far less temperamental than that ranch swarm. Those ranch bees. They're ranch hands. Boy, that looks good. She ought to just be going, here I am, here I am. Mark me, please. Nope, ain't happening. Some of you may remember my feed dispenser I made out of the sprayer. It's okay. It only holds 9-10 gallons. So to work with that thing, fill it up, clean it out afterwards, it's a pain. If it held 50 gallons, it would be worth it, but I may get a bigger one some other time. But just doing these sporadic feedings like this 5-gallon bucket, it's handy. I can move it around quick. I can fill up 2 of them, and when it's dirty, I just take it to the sink and rinse it out. I don't have to worry about the hose, the pump, drying it, other bees getting in it, because the other deal, it stays outside under the cover. But all right, now this hive isn't as strong as the ranch swarm. They'll probably take a week to empty that one. They may not need any more after that. If I had more time and it wasn't hot, I would go down in the bottom and see what they've got stored down there. But I added this later So you know they were working this during the nectar flow. So, all right. Okay, this is the dormer swarm. I want the dormer on my house. I chased them out with Bee Quick, and then I caulked up that crack on all those dormers. So I could probably take off some of this entrance reduction here because of the temperature. But let's see what my notes say and we'll get in there. June 7th, collected it. June 10th, found virgin queen. June 16th, queen right, eggs, larva, and I marked her red. Well, let's just take a quick peek. Let's get this entrance reducer off of here. The patented Jerome Bee Farm 2x4 blocks. Don't y'all be copying me now. I may leave it just like that. It may be ready for a 10 frame. I'd say they're okay. They're not out here on this frame much. This was a tiny swarm when it started. Okay, because there's not many bees on this side, I'm gonna start over here and work my way that direction. I usually go left to right. I'd like to get this built into a 10 frame for winter. So I'll probably need to feed them. I just threw it in here. It was one of them set it and forget it deals. And it wasn't much bigger than the size of a softball. So I did add a brood frame probably. This is all pollen and a little bit of nectar here. Yeah, so here's larva. Man, that queen ought to be on here. So we got mature larvae all the way out to eggs. She may be done with it. Oh yeah, look at that. Complete brood frame there. Laid up, and they're emerging in the middle, and the emergence will start working its way out. Let's see if you can see the larvae in there. Larva's right in here, and the eggs are out to the outside of the ring. These bees here are super chilled out. Well, when all that emerges, and there's not a lot of food in this box, they're going to need some food, and we can expand them. Where's my queen? I know she's in here. From the age of, you can see eggs. Oh, there she is. Red dot. So I'll make a note. This is just about ready for a 10 frame and to get a feeder on it. I mean, they'll survive summer and all and get into winter, but they won't make it. They won't have enough food. The fall flow may get them by, giving them enough, but I want to give them the best chance for survival as I can. Okay, the last one is the cedar tree swarm right down here on the end. So basically this hive, I've done the exact same thing that I did on the prior. Queen is marked the same day. Let's just take a peek. This was a much bigger swarm. That's why it's already in a 10 frame. I think I put them straight into a 10. It's not as strong as I'd like to see it. No feeder. And you don't want to use an entrance feeder this time of year in the dirt. That's very bad. You'll create a robbing frenzy, and all the other hives will come attack this one and take everything out of there. All right, so looks like I had some really old comb. When you're doing swarms, man, you just grab what you can find and go with it. So yeah, it's some pretty old comb, but it looks in good shape. They're putting a little bit of nectar in here. Try and move a little faster and find that queen. Looks like I did put one of my undrawn Purcos right there in the middle. Lots of pollen there. Same here. So this hive is on the north end. It's going to get the brunt of the cold north wind this winter. So that's totally laid up eggs, larvae. And we got nectar out here on the edges. So they're doing okay for food right now. So this is a brand new drawn out this year frame, and she's laid that up. This hive's going to get pretty strong. We might consider a second deep for this. Laid on there too. Lots of pollen on that too. Where is she? Well, I seen what I need to see. I'm gonna get out of here because I'm hot. Okay, so that's it. 4 up, 4 down, and they look good. Got our tiger queen marked after I found her and got that taken care of. So yeah, again, watch out for the heat. I'm done. So if I do, I may shoot one more video and get over in the shade. It's like 10 degrees cooler over there, and I do have one queenless hive that I put a brood frame in I need to check, so that'll be the next video. So anyway, that's it. Checking on swarms, making sure virgin queens are mated, making sure they're laying. So we're 4 for 4 on these, and that's a good deal. So hive count's up. We're at 33, I think, right now. So give me a thumbs up on the video, and be sure and subscribe on your way out if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.